How to Be a Millionaire by Empower Audio. Introduction. The Millionaire Mindset. Every great transformation begins in the mind. Before a single dollar is earned, before a product is sold, before a vision becomes reality, it begins as a thought. The idea of becoming a millionaire isn't about chasing money. It's about becoming the kind of person who naturally attracts wealth through clarity, courage, and consistent action. Most people live in survival mode. They work hard but without direction. They trade hours for dollars without realizing that true wealth isn't built by working harder, but by thinking smarter. Every millionaire understands this one truth. You don't get paid for time. You get paid for value. And the more valuable you become through skill, mindset, and leadership, the more wealth flows toward you. Wealth doesn't begin in your bank account. It begins in your beliefs. If your mind is programmed to expect scarcity, that's what you'll create. But when you start expecting abundance, seeing opportunity, and training yourself to think long-term, everything around you begins to shift. Think of your mind like fertile soil. Every thought is a seed. If you plant seeds of fear, you grow hesitation. If you plant seeds of confidence and courage, you grow success. The first step toward becoming a millionaire is to take full ownership of your reality. No more blaming the economy. No more waiting for the right time. No more excuses. Ask yourself, if not now, when? If not me, who? You don't have to come from money to create it. Some of the world's most successful entrepreneurs started with nothing but an idea and determination. Howard Schultz grew up in public housing before building Starbucks. Oprah Winfrey came from poverty to become one of the most influential women in the world. They didn't wait for permission, they created possibility. Becoming a millionaire isn't a fantasy. It's a skill set. It's a strategy. It's an identity shift. It's the daily practice of thinking, planning, and acting like the person you want to become. And that starts with this one decision: to stop identifying with limitation and start identifying with potential. This audiobook isn't about shortcuts or empty motivation. It's about rewiring how you think, upgrading how you act, and elevating how you see yourself. Because the only difference between where you are now and where you want to be is the way you think. Every great life starts with that decision. So take a breath, get ready to think differently, and step into the mindset of a millionaire. Chapter 1. The Inner Game of Wealth. Wealth is 80% psychology and 20% mechanics. That's not an opinion, that's a truth proven again and again by people who've built real success. You can learn every investment strategy, every business trick, every productivity system, but if your mind is filled with doubt, guilt, or fear around money, you'll find ways to lose it just as fast as you gain it. The inner game of wealth starts with awareness. You have to know what stories are running your financial life. Ask yourself, what do I believe about money? What do I believe about rich people? What do I believe about my own worth? Because your beliefs shape your behaviors, and your behaviors shape your bank account. If you grew up hearing things like, money doesn't grow on trees, or we can't afford that, then your subconscious may still be operating from lack, even if consciously you want abundance. You might feel guilty charging what you're worth. You might sabotage deals. You might overspend to feel valuable, or hoard money to feel safe. That's why the first true skill of wealth is emotional intelligence. It's learning to observe your reactions around money and transform them from fear into focus. The moment you notice your scarcity thoughts, pause. Ask yourself, is this thought helping me grow or keeping me stuck? Because every time you catch an old belief and choose a new one, you rewire your brain for success. Here's a truth every millionaire knows. Money amplifies who you already are. If you are generous, money makes you more generous. If you are creative, money gives you more freedom to create. If you are fearful, money will magnify your fears. That's why the work starts within. You must become the kind of person who can hold wealth mentally, emotionally, and spiritually. How do you do that? By building habits that strengthen your confidence, focus, and patience. Start with gratitude. It shifts you from lack to abundance. Every morning, list 5 things you're grateful for, including opportunities to grow. Gratitude tunes your mind to possibility. Next, practice visualization. Close your eyes and imagine your wealthy self calm, wise, generous, in control. See yourself making confident decision. Your subconscious mind doesn't know the difference between imagination and reality, so when you rehearse success, you're training your brain to recognize it as normal. Then, act like the person you visualize. Carry yourself with integrity. Keep promises to yourself. Follow through, even when it's inconvenient. This consistency builds self-trust, and self-trust is the foundation of wealth. Remember, people don't fail because they lack opportunity. They fail because they lack follow-through. Train your mind to stay steady through setbacks. When fear shows up, don't run. Ask what it's teaching you. Fear is feedback. It's telling you where you need to grow. And when you grow, your income follows. Your goal isn't just to make money. It's to become a person who can handle wealth with wisdom, peace, and purpose. That's the inner game. And once you win that, everything else becomes easier. Chapter 2. Create your money map. Now that your mindset is shifting, it's time to get practical. Dreams are powerful, but dreams without plans are just wishes. Every millionaire has a money map, a clear, measurable path from where they are to where they want to be. Here's how you can create yours. Step 1. Define what wealth means to you. Most people chase numbers without clarity. $1 million in the bank might sound great, but what does that mean for your life? Is it freedom to travel? Time with family? A business that runs without you? When you tie your goal to a purpose, motivation becomes natural. So ask yourself, what kind of life do I want? What does financial freedom look like for me? Step 2. Choose your time frame. Set a clear target. Do you want to hit your first million in 5 years? 10 years? Reverse engineer it. Let's say your goal is $1 million in 5 years. That's $200,000 per year, $16,700 per month, or about $550 per day. When you break it down, it feels possible because now it's a math problem, not a mystery. Step 3. Identify your vehicles. There are only 3 ways to build wealth. Earn more. Save and invest wisely. Create systems that generate income without you. This could mean starting a business, developing a high-income skill, investing in real estate, or building digital assets like courses or brands. Start with one vehicle. Focus until it produces results. Then diversify. Step 4. Track your progress relentlessly. We don't rise to the level of our goals. We fall to the level of our systems. Create a weekly money meeting, just you, your notebook, and your truth. Look at your income, expenses, and progress toward your targets. This simple ritual builds awareness, and awareness builds growth. Step 5. Learn the language of money. If you want to be fluent in wealth, you must learn its vocabulary: investing, cash flow, equity, leverage, compound interest. Study books, listen to financial podcasts, and learn how money actually works, because ignorance is expensive. Step 6. Upgrade your circle. You become the average of the 5 people you spend the most time with. If you're surrounded by complainers, you'll complain. If you're surrounded by creators, you'll create. Join mastermind groups, communities, or mentorships that pull you higher. And finally, Step 7. Celebrate every step. When you honor your progress, you reinforce belief. Even small wins deserve recognition. A new client, a debt paid off, a mindset shift. Each one is a brick in your financial foundation. Your money map isn't a rigid plan, it's a living document. It grows as you grow. So keep it visible. Review it often. Adjust when needed. Because direction matters more than speed. You can't become a millionaire overnight, but with clarity, consistency, and courage, you can absolutely get there over time. Chapter 3. Build skills that pay. A millionaire's greatest asset is never money itself. It's the ability to create value on demand. When you can solve problems that matter and communicate that value clearly, wealth becomes a side effect of service. Money flows to mastery. 1. Understanding the value chain. Every dollar in the world moves because someone solved a problem. Someone made life easier, faster, or more meaningful for someone else. So before chasing trends, ask, whose life do I want to improve and how? When you focus on solving valuable problems, you automatically position yourself where money already wants to go. Think of 3 levels of value. Execution skills, doing the task, writing, designing, coding, selling. Management skills, organizing others to do the task. Vision skills, seeing patterns, creating systems, inspiring action. Most people stay at level 1 their entire lives. Millionaires learn to move up the ladder from doer to designer to director. 2. Identify the skills that compound. Some skills pay once, others pay forever. The secret is to invest time in compound skills. Skills that make every other skill more profitable. Here are a few that every modern millionaire masters. Communication. The ability to speak, write, and persuade. If you can explain ideas clearly, you can sell anything, a product, a vision, or yourself. Sales and negotiation. Selling isn't manipulation, it's connection. It's understanding needs and showing how your solution fits. Marketing. Learning how attention works, because attention is today's currency. Financial literacy. Knowing how to make money work for you through budgeting, investing, and tax strategy. Leadership. Inspiring people to move toward a common goal. Each of these multiplies your income potential. Combine 2 or 3, and you become rare, and rarity creates value. 3. The era of high-income skills. We live in a digital revolution where knowledge is leverage. A person with a laptop and an internet connection can build global income streams. Ask yourself, which high-income skill matches my natural curiosity? Maybe it's copywriting, coaching, coding, consulting, or content creation. Maybe it's real estate strategy, data analysis, or brand storytelling. You don't need to master them all, just 1 or 2 deeply enough to serve others with excellence. Study for 1 focused year, and you can change your financial trajectory forever. The marketplace rewards those who are excellent at something that matters. 4. From employee to entrepreneurial thinker. Even if you work a traditional job, start thinking like an entrepreneur. Entrepreneurs don't wait to be told what to do, they look for problems and propose solutions. Start noticing inefficiencies where you work. Ask, how could this be improved? Then take action on one small idea. Innovation begins with initiative. Millionaires understand ownership thinking. They ask, what results am I creating? How can I increase impact or reduce cost? What system could make this automatic? When you bring that mindset to any environment, opportunities find you. 5. The apprenticeship mindset. There is no shortcut to mastery, but there is an accelerated path learning through service. Find someone doing what you admire. Offer to help, observe, and absorb. Be humble enough to learn and bold enough to apply. Apprenticeship isn't about ego. It's about exposure. You're building pattern recognition, learning how successful people think, decide, and recover from failure. A year spent apprenticing under excellence can be worth more than 5 years of random trial and error. 6. Practice like a professional. Most people practice until they get it right. Professionals practice until they can't get it wrong. Set deliberate practice goals. If you're learning sales, record yourself. Listen back. Adjust tone, pause, and clarity. If you're learning design, redo one project 10 times, each time improving one detail. Repetition with reflection turns skill into instinct. Millionaires obsess over mastery, not because they chase perfection, but because they understand that excellence attracts abundance. 7. Monetize your skill. Once you've built skill, turn it into income streams. Ask, how can this serve more people without more hours from me? You could offer one-on-one services, package your knowledge into courses or ebooks, license your system to others, build a team to deliver what you've mastered. The goal is to move from trading time to creating systems. At first you earn by the hour, then you earn by the project. Eventually, you earn while you sleep. That is the evolution of income. Wheat, keep learning faster. The most expensive phrase in business is, I already know that. Stay teachable. Technology evolves, markets shift, and those who keep learning stay wealthy. Build a simple system for constant growth. Read one new book every month. Listen to one podcast daily while you commute. Take one online course each quarter. Surround yourself with people who challenge you to think bigger. Knowledge is the new compound interest. 9. Case study. The photographer who became a millionaire. A young photographer once earned barely enough to pay rent. She realized her skill wasn't just taking pictures, it was telling stories through images. So she built a course teaching entrepreneurs how to shoot professional photos with their phones. Within 2 years, that course had reached 80 countries and earned over $1 million. Her secret wasn't luck. It was clarity, courage, and consistent skill building. She didn't wait for opportunity. She created it by multiplying her expertise. You can do the same with any skill. 10. The formula. Learn deeply. Apply daily. Teach others. Build systems. Automate and scale. Do this repeatedly for 5 years, and wealth becomes inevitable. Every millionaire understands this rhythm. Learn, serve, systemize, scale. If you keep showing up for that process, your income will always rise to meet your growth. Because wealth is not a finish line, it's a reflection of the value you continue to create. Chapter 4. The power of multiple income streams. Every millionaire learns one lesson early. Never rely on a single source of income. A single paycheck can disappear overnight. An algorithm can change. A client can walk away. But when you have multiple income streams, even modest ones, you create stability, freedom, and long-term security. This chapter will show you how to build and layer income streams step by step, from active to semi-passive to truly passive, while keeping focus, purpose, and sustainability at the center. 1. Why one stream is never enough. If your income depends on one job, you don't have income, you have risk. Imagine a table standing on one leg. Even a small shake can make it collapse. Now, picture that same table with 4 solid legs. Even if one leg cracks, it still stands tall. That's what multiple income streams do. They don't just increase money, they increase resilience. Millionaires think like architects. They don't just build income, they build foundations that hold up during storms. The goal isn't to hustle endlessly. It's to create smart systems that give you time, freedom, money flowing in, whether you're working or resting. 2. The 3 categories of income. There are 3 main types of income. Active income. You trade time or skill for money. Examples: therapy sessions, consulting, freelance projects, teaching. Semi-passive income. You create something once and earn from it repeatedly, but it may still need some management. Examples: digital courses, group programs, royalties, affiliate marketing, passive income. You earn money with minimal effort after setup. Examples: investments, real estate, dividend stocks, automated businesses. Most millionaires start with active income. It's the fastest way to build cash flow and then strategically reinvest it into semi-passive and passive income over time. You don't need to start all 3 at once. You just need to begin the transition. 3. Layer 1. Strengthen your core income. Your first stream, your core offer, is your base. It funds your future investments. So, before chasing 10 side hustles, master your main one. Get so good at your primary skill that it produces consistent, reliable income. Ask, how can I raise my rates by improving my results? How can I reach more clients without burning out? What systems can help me deliver faster or better? The goal is to stabilize your first stream before expanding. 4. Layer 2. Build a scalable offer. Once your first stream is solid, build something that multiplies your effort. This could be an online course teaching what you know, a membership or community model, group coaching or workshops, selling templates, guides, or toolkits related to your expertise. Scalable offers turn knowledge into assets. They let you serve hundreds instead of one without multiplying your hours. Example: a personal trainer who earns by the hour can create a 6-week digital fitness program once and sell it 1,000 times. That's scalability. 5. Layer 3. Invest for freedom. Now comes the long game, where your money starts working harder than you do. Millionaires understand this law. If you don't learn to make money while you sleep, you'll work until you die. Start small. Even $100 a month invested wisely compounds into power over time. Some paths to consider: index funds, steady, long-term growth; real estate, rental income, and appreciation; dividend stocks, small, regular cash flow; peer-to-peer lending or micro-investing; high return but higher risk. The goal isn't to gamble, it's to grow steadily. Learn enough to make informed decisions and automate contributions. Remember, consistency beats intensity. It's better to invest a little every month for 10 years than a lot once and stop. 6. Layer 4. Create royalties and residuals. Residual income is the holy grail of wealth. It's the kind of money that shows up even when you're not thinking about it. Artists, authors, and inventors earn royalties when their work is used or sold. But today, anyone can build residual income through digital creation. Here are a few examples: writing an ebook and publishing it online, creating YouTube videos that earn ad revenue, building a podcast with sponsorships, designing a software or app that charges monthly subscriptions. Each one requires work up front, but the return can last for years. Shapte. Layer 5. Partner. Don't just produce. One of the fastest ways to multiply income is through collaboration. Partnerships allow you to leverage others' audiences, skills, or resources. Maybe you partner with a brand, another coach, or an investor. Find win-win deals. You bring expertise, they bring reach. You bring community, they bring technology. The key is alignment. Partner only where values and goals match, because shared vision multiplies wealth faster than solo effort ever could. 8. The power of automation. Every millionaire eventually discovers leverage, and technology is the easiest form of leverage. Use automation tools to free yourself from repetitive tasks. Schedule posts, automate emails, set recurring payments, create funnels that nurture and sell for you. Automation is modern-day magic. It lets you scale your energy beyond your hours. Remember, the goal is not to work harder, but to remove yourself from the bottleneck. The more systems you build, the freer you become. 9. Case study. From side hustle to 7 streams. Let's take an example. Maria started as a yoga instructor earning $40 per class. She loved teaching, but realized she was capped only so many hours in a day. So she created a second stream, private online sessions. Then a third, an ebook on yoga for stress relief. Then she built an online course, a YouTube channel, affiliate links for yoga gear, and eventually a retreat business. Within 3 years, she had 7 streams of income, some small, some large, but together, they gave her freedom and security. She no longer worried if one class canceled. Her income was diversified, her lifestyle balanced. That's the millionaire mindset in motion. 10. Guard your energy, not just your income. As you build more income streams, one danger appears: overextension. More streams shouldn't mean more stress. Ask yourself regularly, which income stream gives me the best return per hour? Which feels the most aligned with my purpose? Which can I automate or delegate? Millionaires don't chase every dollar they choose, the right ones. They protect their energy like a sacred asset, because energy is the true engine of abundance. 11. Turning wealth into freedom. Multiple streams of income create more than money, they create options. Options to say no. Options to rest. Options to build something meaningful instead of something desperate. Wealth is freedom with purpose. It's not about working nonstop. It's about creating a life where you get to choose when to work and when to simply live. When your income flows from many directions, you stop worrying about scarcity and start focusing on impact. You begin to ask not, how can I survive, but how can I serve at scale? And that's where legacy begins. Your challenge. Before you move to the next chapter, make a list of all potential income streams that could align with your skills and values. Circle the top 2 that excite you most. Start building one today, because every millionaire began the same way, with one stream that became 2, 2 that became 4, and eventually a river of freedom that never runs dry. Chapter 5. Smart Money Habits. There's a saying, it's not about how much you make, it's about how much you keep, grow, and use with wisdom. Many people earn a lot but remain broke because they never learn how to keep their money working for them. Millionaires think differently. They treat money like an employee, one that should be trained, directed, and multiplied. In this chapter, we'll dive deep into the psychology and practical systems that turn money into a loyal partner instead of a fleeting visitor. 1. Your relationship with money. Before managing money, you must heal your relationship with it. Most people treat money emotionally. They fear it, chase it, or ignore it. But money is neutral. It doesn't judge or punish. It simply responds to your clarity and consistency. Ask yourself, what role does money play in my life? Is it a source of stress? A symbol of success? A tool for impact? If you treat money with avoidance, it avoids you. If you treat it with attention and respect, it grows. So begin by reframing it. Money is not evil. It's energy. It's a magnifier. It expands who you are for better or worse. When you use money consciously, it becomes an amplifier of generosity, purpose, and peace. 2. The habit of awareness. You can't improve what you don't track. That's why every wealthy person has a system for awareness. At least once a week, sit down with your numbers. Look at your income, expenses, and goals, not with judgment, with curiosity. Ask, where is my money coming from? Where is it going? Does this spending align with my values? Awareness is the first step toward mastery. When you see your numbers clearly, you make empowered choices instead of emotional ones. 3. The 50 divided by 30 divided by 20 rule and beyond. A simple but effective framework for managing income is the 50 divided by 30 divided by 20 rule. 50% for needs, rent, food, transportation, essentials. 30% for wants, travel, fun, comfort. 20% for savings and investments. But millionaires evolve this rule into something more intentional. They often use a version like this: 40% living, keep lifestyle moderate. 20% investing, build long-term wealth. 20% business growth, reinvest into skills, marketing, or systems. 10% giving, circulate abundance through generosity. 10% fun and self-care to stay inspired and nourished. When you assign purpose to every dollar, you tell your money where to go instead of wondering where it went. 4. Pay yourself first. Most people pay everyone else first, their landlord, their bills, their debts, and then try to save whatever's left. That's backwards. The wealth rule is simple. Pay yourself first. Before you spend a cent, Move a portion of your income into savings or investments, even if it's just 10%. This single habit, done consistently, rewires your financial identity. You stop living in reaction and start living in intention. Think of it as planting seeds every month. The harvest may take time, but it's guaranteed if you keep sowing. 5. Automate your wealth. Discipline is great, but automation is better. Set up automatic transfers so that saving and investing happen without emotion or delay. Automatic 10-20% transfer to an investment or high-yield savings account. Automatic bill payments to avoid fees and stress. Automatic charitable donations or contributions to causes that matter. When you automate good behavior, you remove friction and your wealth grows on autopilot. 6. Master the art of conscious spending. Millionaires aren't always frugal, they're intentional. They spend freely on what adds value and cut ruthlessly what doesn't. Ask yourself before every purchase, does this align with my goals? Will this still matter in a year? Is this purchase rooted in joy or impulse? The difference between poor and rich isn't income, it's awareness of value. Millionaires often say no to short-term pleasure for long-term freedom. They understand that every dollar not wasted is a soldier that can go out and earn more for them. 7. Debt, friend or foe. Not all debt is bad. There's destructive debt, like credit card interest or impulse buying. And there's productive debt like investments that generate cash flow or education that increases income. The rule: if it depreciates, pay it off fast. If it appreciates, manage it wisely. Wealthy people use debt strategically to buy assets, not indulgence. They borrow to build, not to impress. 8. The power of compound growth. Albert Einstein called compound interest the eighth wonder of the world. Here's why. If you invest $500 a month at an average 10% return, in 20 years you'll have over $300,000. In 30 years, more than $900,000. Time turns consistency into magic. The earlier you start, the easier the journey becomes. The secret isn't big leaps, it's steady steps. Millionaires respect this law. They don't chase fast money, they plant patient money. 9. Emotional intelligence around spending. Money habits are emotional habits in disguise. When you're sad, do you shop? When you're bored, do you order food or buy things online? Awareness of these triggers is power. Replace emotional spending with emotional presence. Go for a walk, breathe, or journal before you buy. Ask yourself, what am I really craving right now? Often, it's not the product, it's peace, validation, or rest. The more emotionally grounded you are, the more financially grounded you become. 10. Grow through giving. Generosity is a wealth accelerator. When you give, you affirm abundance. You signal to your subconscious that there is more than enough. You open the flow of receiving. Every millionaire I've ever studied gives, whether it's money, time, or mentorship. They understand that money grows in circulation, not stagnation. Even 1% given intentionally can shift your energy and attract more. Remember, wealth that doesn't serve others eventually loses meaning. So give, and do it joyfully. 11. Protect your wealth. Building wealth is one thing, keeping it is another. Millionaires protect their assets through knowledge and preparation. Here are their rules. Insurance. Health, life, property not from fear, but foresight. Emergency fund. 3. 6 months of living expenses. Legal protection. Contracts. Business structures. Estate planning. Think like a strategist. Wealth isn't about luck, it's about layers of security that let you take bold steps without fear. 12. The Millionaire's monthly ritual. Here's a habit to copy right away. Once a month, schedule a wealth date, an hour dedicated to your finances. Review your spending. Check investments. Celebrate progress. Set intentions for next month. Make it enjoyable. Play your favorite music. Light a candle. Turn money management into a ritual of empowerment, not stress. When you meet your money regularly, it meets you with results. 13. Case study. The teacher who built wealth quietly. A high school teacher named Daniel never earned more than $60,000 a year. But he practiced simple habits, saving 15%, investing monthly, living below his means, and giving consistently. He didn't chase trends or get-rich-quick schemes. He simply stayed steady. At 55, he checked his net worth. Over $1.4 million. No lottery, no inheritance, just discipline. That's the hidden truth. You don't need a massive income to build wealth. You need consistent intention. 14. The mindset that keeps you rich. Wealthy people never stop being students. They treat their money like a living garden, always tending, pruning, and replanting. They understand that every dollar carries energy. When used consciously, it grows. When ignored, it evaporates. So be the gardener of your wealth. Water it with awareness. Nourish it with gratitude. And protect it with wisdom. Because money isn't the destination. It's the reflection of who you've become. Chapter 6. The Millionaire Daily Routine. Success isn't built in grand moments. It's built in ordinary days, repeated with extraordinary consistency. You don't become a millionaire by accident. You become one by design, through the daily choices you make, the focus you protect, and the energy you cultivate. In this chapter, you'll learn how to structure your days like a millionaire, so your habits, health, and mindset are aligned with abundance. Because when your routine is right, your results take care of themselves. 1. The power of a wealth routine. Every day is a vote for the future you're creating. Your habits cast those votes. If you want to change your income, change your inputs. Wealthy people don't necessarily work harder. They work smarter and clearer. They wake up with direction. They make fewer but higher quality decisions. They create before they consume. Their days are built around focus, not busyness. Busyness is noise. Productivity is music. And a millionaire's routine is an orchestra of aligned actions. 2. Morning. Win the first hour. How you start the day determines how you lead it. Millionaires guard their mornings like sacred ground. The first hour sets your frequency, your energy, clarity, and confidence. Here's a simple structure to model. The Millionaire Morning Power Hour. 10 minutes movement. Stretch, breathe, or walk. Activate your body and wake your brain. 10 minutes meditation. Calm the mind. Anchor your attention. Visualize success. 10 minutes journaling. Write your goals, gratitude, and intentions for the day. 10 minutes learning. Read or listen to something that expands your perspective. 20 minutes planning. Choose your top 3 priorities, not tasks, but true impact goals. Before checking your phone, emails, or messages, check in with yourself. Remember, if you don't own your morning, someone else will. 2-3. Focus like a laser, not a lamp. Millionaires understand that focus is the most expensive currency on earth. Distraction costs more than failure because distraction steals momentum. They often live by a 90 divided by 90 divided by 1 rule. For 90 days, spend the first 90 minutes of your workday focused on one high-value project that moves you closer to your vision. No multitasking, no notifications, no interruptions. This discipline compounds faster than any investment. 4. The science of energy management. Wealthy people manage energy, not just time. They understand that output depends on input, rest, food, movement, and mental clarity. They schedule recovery, just like work. They nap, stretch, take walks, meditate, or exercise daily. They eat for performance, not pleasure alone, more greens, water, and protein. Fewer crashes from sugar and caffeine. Energy is your ultimate asset. Protect it like money in the bank. 5. Decision-making mastery. Every decision consumes mental energy. Millionaires reduce decision fatigue by automating or simplifying low-value choices, meals, outfits, schedules. Steve Jobs wore the same outfit daily to focus on creativity, not clothing. You don't need to copy that, but you can simplify your world so you have more energy for creation and leadership. They also make decisions quickly, based on clarity and principle, not fear. They know that indecision costs more than mistakes, because every delay is a lost opportunity for momentum. 6. Time blocking and boundaries. A millionaire's schedule reflects their values. They block their time into focus segments. Creative time, building, writing, designing, innovating. Connection time, meetings, collaborations, sales calls. Maintenance time, emails, admin, logistics. Rest time, family, fun, self-care. Each has a boundary. When they work deeply. When they rest fully. Boundaries create balance, and balance sustains brilliance. 7. The Wealth Hour. Daily financial connection. Every wealthy person has a wealth hour, a moment each day or week to connect with their numbers, vision, and goals. It might look like this: reviewing income for the day, tracking sales or leads, reading one article about investing, visualizing financial milestones. This ritual keeps money consciousness alive. It turns wealth building from abstract to tangible, and over time, it rewires your brain to think like an investor, not a spender. 8. The power of reflection and review. Before bed, millionaires take a few minutes to reflect. They don't just collapse into sleep, they close their day with intention. Ask yourself, what did I do well today? What did I learn? What can I improve tomorrow? End the day with gratitude. It shifts your nervous system into calm, restores confidence, and builds momentum for the next morning. Success is built not in intensity, but in reflection. 9. Network and nurture. Millionaires schedule time to nurture relationships. They know wealth is a team sport. Every week, reach out to someone who inspires you, supports you, or could collaborate with you. Send a message of appreciation. Offer value without asking for anything in return. Relationships are invisible capital. Your network isn't just who you know, it's who trusts you, remembers you, and wants to see you win. Nurture that. It compounds faster than money. 10. The rhythm of work and rest. Success without rest leads to burnout, not wealth. Millionaires follow rhythms, cycles of intensity followed by recovery. They know that doing more isn't the goal. Doing better is. Schedule breaks. Take full weekends. Unplug completely when you rest. No guilt, no phone checking. Because rest isn't laziness. It's maintenance for your greatness. 11. The power of visualization and affirmation. Every morning or night, visualize your success vividly. See yourself living your millionaire lifestyle not as fantasy, but as rehearsal. Picture yourself leading meetings, creating products, donating to causes, feeling peace. Feel it in your body. Then affirm it out loud. I am capable. I am focused. I am worthy of abundance. I serve with purpose and receive with ease. Affirmations aren't magic, they're mental training. You're teaching your subconscious what to look for, how to behave, and who to become. 12. Environment. The invisible influence. Your environment shapes your energy. Cluttered space equals cluttered mind. Millionaires design spaces that breathe clarity, minimal, intentional, inspiring. They keep their work areas clean, their homes aligned with peace, and their digital spaces organized. Because environment doesn't just reflect your mindset, it reinforces it. Curate your surroundings to remind you daily, I am the creator of my wealth. 13. The 1% rule. Every day, improve something by just 1%. Your habits, your communication, your skill, your organization. One small upgrade daily equals exponential change yearly. It's called the compound effect of consistency. You don't need to overhaul your life overnight. You just need to keep improving, one day at a time. A 1% improvement daily creates a 37x improvement in a year. That's not theory, that's math. Millionaires play the long game they win through patience and momentum. 14. Case study: the morning routine that built a fortune. Michael, a struggling freelancer, started waking up 1 hour earlier every day. He used that hour not for emails, but for learning, planning, and vision work. Within 6 months, his focus sharpened. Within a year, his income doubled. Within 3 years, he had a team and a business that ran smoothly. He often said, "The biggest shift wasn't my income, it was my identity." Small daily rituals became his wealth engine. 15. The millionaire mindset at the end of the day. When you wake up with gratitude and go to sleep with purpose, wealth becomes a natural result. Discipline feels easy when it's aligned with vision. Consistency feels joyful when you see results. Your millionaire routine doesn't need to be perfect, it just needs to be practiced. Day by day, you'll notice shifts in focus, confidence, and energy. And before you realize it, your life will start to reflect your habits. Because you don't rise to the level of your dreams, you fall to the level of your daily routine. Build a strong one, and you'll never have to chase success again. Chapter 7. How to Overcome Failure and Fear. Every person who has ever built wealth has also faced failure, and not just once. Failure isn't the opposite of success, it's the training ground for it. To become a millionaire, you must learn how to walk with fear, not wait for it to disappear. You must make failure your teacher instead of your enemy. Because the truth is, wealth tests you before it blesses you. 1. The hidden cost of fear. Fear is expensive. It costs people more dreams than failure ever will. Fear of rejection. Fear of losing what you built. Fear of being judged. Fear of not being enough. Every one of these fears has stopped more people than poverty itself. But here's what millionaires understand. Courage isn't the absence of fear, it's mastery over response. They feel fear like everyone else, but they act anyway. They don't let fear paralyze them. They use it as proof they're expanding. When something scares them, they know they're growing. Fear is just excitement without breath. When you breathe through it, it transforms into energy fuel for progress. 2. Redefining failure. Failure only hurts when you make it mean something about you. If you see it as proof that you're stupid, unlucky, or undeserving, you stop trying. If you see it as information, you grow wiser with every setback. Every millionaire has a collection of failures behind their success. Walt Disney was fired for lacking imagination. Sarah Blakely was told no by every manufacturer before Spanx exploded. Elon Musk nearly went bankrupt after SpaceX's first 3 rocket crashes. They didn't avoid failure, they outlasted it. Failure isn't the end, it's feedback. It's your reality saying, "Not this way, try another." When you fail, ask 3 questions. What did I learn? What can I improve next time? What did this experience strengthen in me? You'll realize failure wasn't blocking you, it was building you. 3. The fear of judgment. Many people never start because they fear what others will think. But remember, people's opinions don't pay your bills. Criticism fades, but regret echoes. Every successful person you admire was once ridiculed for their dreams. People laughed at the Wright brothers for believing humans could fly. They mocked Jeff Bezos for selling books online. If you're being doubted, congratulations, you're on the path of innovators. You can either fit in or stand out. You can't do both. So let your desire be louder than your doubt. And remind yourself, people who judge are often just afraid to try themselves. 4. Emotional resilience, the hidden millionaire skill. When you fall, can you recover quickly? That's the real question. Resilience is the bridge between effort and outcome. Millionaires cultivate emotional recovery systems. They don't drown in disappointment. They move through it faster. Here's how. Pause. Don't panic. Take a breath and let the emotional wave pass before reacting. Reflect. Don't regret. Look for patterns and data instead of guilt. Reframe. Don't retreat. Find meaning in the moment. How did this grow you? Re-engage. Don't retreat. Get back into motion with new insight. This rhythm, pause, reflect, reframe, re-engage, is how winners turn setbacks into stepping stones. 5. The fear of success. It sounds strange, but many people fear success even more than failure. They're afraid of being visible, responsible, or different. Success demands growth, and growth means letting go of parts of your old identity. It's natural to grieve who you used to be. But remember, the person you're becoming needs space. Let your old limits fall away. You're not betraying your past, you're honoring your potential. When you feel fear after success, say this to yourself: I am safe to grow. I am safe to shine. I am safe to expand, because abundance requires openness. 6. Building a fear-proof mindset. Here's what fear hates most: clarity and action. When you're clear about what you want, fear loses direction. When you move toward your goal daily, fear loses its power. So write your goals where you can see them. Take one micro-action every single day, even if it's small. You don't need confidence to start, you gain confidence by starting. Courage grows in motion, not in waiting. Every time you act despite fear, you rewire your brain to see risk as normal. And soon, what once scared you becomes your comfort zone. That's how millionaires think they build tolerance for uncertainty. 7. The myth of overnight success. People love to say they got lucky, but luck is simply consistency meeting opportunity. You don't see the years of late nights, small wins, and quiet persistence behind every overnight success. When it feels slow, remember this: the bamboo plant spends years growing roots underground before it ever breaks the surface. Then one day, it shoots up 90 feet in weeks. That's how your wealth works. You're building roots right now. Invisible progress doesn't mean failure, it means foundation. 8. The courage to ask for help. Millionaires aren't lone wolves, they're builders of support networks. They know when to delegate, hire, or seek mentorship. Pride keeps people stuck. Humility attracts help. When you're struggling, don't hide it, seek guidance. A single conversation can unlock a path you never saw. The wealthiest people in the world still have coaches, advisors, and peers they learn from, because wisdom shared is wealth multiplied. 9. The fear of loss. The more we build, the more we fear losing it. But attachment to outcomes creates suffering. Millionaires understand that they can always rebuild, because their true wealth is who they've become. Once you develop resilience, creativity, and confidence, no loss can take that from you. Everything external can change markets, clients, systems, but the internal skill set of creation is permanent. That's why real wealth is portable. You can carry it anywhere. 10. The power of rejection. Every no brings you closer to the right yes. Millionaires are rarely liked by everyone, and they're okay with that. They understand rejection as redirection. Every rejection refines your audience, your purpose, your alignment. So instead of asking, why me, ask, what is this trying to teach me? Sometimes rejection is life's way of saying, you're meant for more. 11. Turning fear into fuel. Fear and excitement are almost the same chemical in your body, just interpreted differently by your mind. So the next time your heart races, tell yourself, I'm not afraid. I'm ready. Channel the energy into motion. Speak even if your voice shakes. Launch even if you're unsure. Action dissolves anxiety. The faster you act, the faster fear fades. 12. Case study. The entrepreneur who failed forward. Lena started a wellness business that collapsed in its first year. She lost money, confidence, and almost her home. But instead of quitting, she analyzed everything: her pricing, messaging, and systems. She learned marketing, rebuilt her offer, and launched again. 3 years later, she crossed 7 figures. She often said, "I didn't fail my business. My first business trained me for the next." That's the spirit of wealth, using failure as fertilizer. 13. Forgive yourself quickly. Millionaires don't waste time in guilt. They take responsibility, learn the lesson, and move forward. Self-forgiveness is a wealth skill. Without it, you drain energy on shame instead of solutions. Say to yourself, "I did my best with what I knew. Now I know better, so I'll do better." That's power. 14. Faith in the unknown. When logic ends, faith begins. Faith is trusting that every step, even the hard ones, is leading you toward your purpose. Millionaires don't see uncertainty as danger. They see it as destiny unfolding. When you trust life, you move through fear with peace. You know that you are guided, equipped, and capable of handling whatever comes. Faith turns fear into focus. 15. The Millionaire Mantra. Repeat this when challenges arise. I am not my failure. I am my response. Every setback is shaping my strength. Every challenge is refining my purpose. I do not fear the unknown, I lead it. Breathe that in. Let it become your foundation. Because the person who can master fear can master anything. Chapter 8. Giving Back and Living Wealthy. At some point on the journey to becoming a millionaire, you realize something profound. It was never just about the money. Money is a mirror. It reflects your growth, your discipline, your creativity. But real wealth, the kind that lasts and fulfills, is about impact, freedom, and meaning. In this final chapter, we'll explore how to live wealthy, not just be rich, how to use abundance as a force for good, and how to create a legacy that continues long after you're gone. 1. What living wealthy really means. Living wealthy isn't about luxury, it's about liberation. It means you wake up each day with choice, the choice to spend your time how you wish, with people you love, doing work that matters. It's not about showing off what you have. It's about expressing who you are. When you're living wealthy, your schedule reflects peace, not pressure. Your success includes rest, relationships, and contribution. A true millionaire life isn't about accumulation. It's about alignment. 2. The shift from success to significance. In the beginning, your focus is survival, then success. But after reaching success, the question changes. Now what? That's when significance calls. It's when you stop asking, "How much can I earn?" and start asking, "How much can I impact?" Millionaires who sustain happiness always move from success to significance. They use their wealth to heal, uplift, and inspire. They know money can build walls or bridges, and they choose bridges. 3. The energy of generosity. Generosity isn't just good karma, it's smart wealth, physics. The more you give with gratitude, the more space you create to receive. Think of money as water. When it flows, it nourishes life. When it's hoarded, it stagnates. Giving creates circulation, it keeps abundance alive. You don't need millions to give. You can start today. Buy a meal for someone in need. Support a local business. Mentor someone starting out. Share your knowledge freely. When you give from the heart, the universe always finds a way to return it multiplied. 4. Giving without losing. Many people fear generosity because they think giving means losing. But when you give consciously, you're not losing energy, you're expanding it. The key is boundaries with kindness. Give what nourishes you to give, not what depletes you. Millionaires know their giving zones: money, time, or talent. Some donate funds, others volunteer, others mentor. Find your authentic way to serve, and let it feel joyful. That joy is the most powerful signal of abundance there is. 5. Time, presence, and purpose. The wealthiest people often say the same thing. My most valuable asset isn't money, it's time. Time is the currency you can never earn back. So, spend it wisely. Prioritize experiences that make your soul expand, not just your portfolio. Be fully present with loved ones. Listen deeply. Laugh often. Presence is the ultimate luxury. When you learn to be rich in time, you'll feel wealthy even before the bank reflects it. 6. The joy of simplicity. As wealth grows, simplicity becomes freedom. Millionaires eventually realize that peace doesn't come from owning everything. It comes from needing less. They simplify their wardrobes, homes, and commitments. They value quality over quantity, depth over display. Simplicity isn't scarcity, it's elegance. It's choosing clarity over clutter. Because when you simplify your world, you amplify your happiness. 7. Wealth as legacy. What you build during your lifetime is temporary. What you teach and inspire lives forever. Legacy is less about inheritance and more about influence. Ask yourself, what values do I want to pass on? What lessons do I want my children or community to remember? How can I make someone's path easier because I walked mine? Write your wisdom down. Share your story. Document your journey, the struggles and the breakthroughs. That's wealth that time can't erase. 8. The millionaire lifestyle of peace. Real luxury is waking up without anxiety. It's having time to meditate, create, or watch the sunrise without rushing. It's not worrying about bills or burnout. Peace is the ultimate profit. To maintain it, keep your life aligned with your values. Spend time in nature. Move your body daily. Rest when you're tired. Keep gratitude at the center of your day. When your lifestyle supports your well-being, money naturally supports your purpose. 9. Giving back to the source. Every millionaire eventually looks back and realizes none of it was achieved alone. There were teachers, clients, mentors, friends, and unseen forces guiding the path. That's why gratitude is essential. Give back to the people and places that shaped you. Support your roots, whether that's your hometown, a school, a community, or a cause. You rise higher when you lift others as you climb. 10. The spiritual side of wealth. Wealth is a spiritual journey disguised as a financial one. It challenges your faith, your patience, your ego, and your humility. It teaches surrender because you can't control everything, only how you respond. At its deepest level, money is a mirror of trust. The more you trust yourself, your purpose, and the flow of life, the more abundance finds you. Every transaction is sacred energy, a cycle of giving, receiving, and circulating. When you align wealth with wisdom, you live in harmony with prosperity itself. 11. The abundance cycle. Here's the complete flow of sustainable wealth. Receive, grow, give, rest, repeat. Receive with gratitude. Grow with intention. Give with love. Rest with faith. This is the rhythm that keeps your heart full and your wealth flowing. Money stops serving when it stops moving. So let yours move with purpose. 12. Case study. The millionaire who gave it away. There's a story of a man named Anand who built several successful businesses and quietly gave most of his fortune away before his 50th birthday. When asked why, he said, "I realized money is only fun when it flows. The moment it stopped moving, I stopped feeling alive." He didn't retire poor, he lived rich. He still had investments, but he also had something no bank could hold: joy. That's what happens when you live wealthy, not just rich. 13. The practice of gratitude. Every night before bed, whisper a thank you for the lessons, for the people, for the opportunities still unfolding. Gratitude is your direct line to abundance. It tells the universe, I see what's good, and I'm ready for more. A grateful heart magnetizes miracles. 14. True abundance is a state of being. Wealth isn't something you chase, it's something you embody. It's the way you walk, speak, and think. It's the way you see opportunity instead of lack. It's the calm confidence that no matter what happens, you can rebuild, reinvent, and rise. True abundance lives inside you, not in the balance sheet. When you realize that, money becomes a tool, not a trap. You no longer need to prove your worth, you live it. 15. The Millionaire's Prayer. Take a deep breath. Feel your body, your heartbeat, your potential. Then say quietly to yourself, I am grateful for what I have and open to more. I create with integrity and receive with ease. My wealth serves the world and nourishes my soul. I am guided, grounded, and growing in purpose, peace, and prosperity. This is Living Wealthy. Epilogue. The journey continues. Becoming a millionaire is not a destination, it's a transformation. It's a lifelong practice of awareness, courage, learning, and giving. You now carry the blueprint, a mindset of abundance, a strategy for income, a rhythm of discipline, a heart of gratitude. Keep walking it, keep refining it. And remember, you don't need to chase wealth, you can become it. Because the greatest fortune you'll ever build is the person you become along the way. End of audiobook, How to Be a Millionaire by Empower Audio.